And we are back on the 0 Hour. This is Richard RJ Eskow, and we've been told in recent days and last couple of weeks that there's good news out of the Standing Rock encampment and the water protectors there, and that the government is at least delaying that pipeline for the time being. Here to talk about that again and whatever else comes up is Greg Great Cloud. He is a member of the Crow Creek Sioux Tribe. He is there at the encampment. He has been there taking care of the horses and the riders and participating in the ceremonial actions as well. Greg, thanks for coming back on the program.
Hey, Ryan, good to have you on here. Good to have me on here, and hello to everybody listening.
Yeah, well, hello to you. And first of all, is this the good news we've been waiting for? Is this just a break in the activity? What do you think? What's going on?
Well, I think it's part of the good news that we've been waiting for. I don't think it's necessarily the good news that we've been waiting for. There's definitely a lot of other things that we could have happened, that we could have hoped for, but the White House and Army Corps of Engineers not granting the easement as of yet is definitely a part of the victory. Like we're saying, we want a battle, not the war, is how we're looking at it. But we're trying to be optimistic as possible, but we know, especially regarding the KXO pipeline, that it'll come up again. Even though we claimed the victory over the KXO pipeline, this non-granting of the easement is only temporary. So we're trying to be optimistic as possible, but at the same time, we know the reality of things, and this is only for so long. It'll last for so long only.
So is the encampment going on? Are you guys staying there? Are the people maintaining?
Yeah, so I mean, there's still a large amount of people still at the camp. So there's still Sacred Stone. There's still a camp on the tribal side, Rosebud Camp, and then there's the Ocheti Shakoi camp, which is the large main camp. They still have an encampment there. There's still thousands of people there at that camp, but you know, President Darshan Bolt of the Standing Rock Sioux Tribe did ask other people who were non-Lakota to, if they could, to leave and go home, only regarding because of the harsh winters. You know, this is only the first blizzard that has come through, and it's, you know, hasn't been the worst. It's not even a bad one, and some people are getting cold. People are in tents. They're in summer tents. People only have so many blankets. They weren't expecting this type of cold. So I think regarding their safety, President Archambault asked some of those types of folks to head on home. Also, folks that are kind of there, you know, and we don't want to say that people are just taking up or wasting resources, but at the same time, there's a lot of resources going to people who don't necessarily have all the skills that they need to in order to survive throughout the winter. So in that sense, those folks that don't have the type of skill set are, you know, beginning to thin themselves out already.
Yeah, I guess that makes a lot of sense. And but I know a lot of people are concerned about the Lakota, the people that are staying. Are you guys all right? Are you guys warm enough? Are you guys safe from the cold?
Oh, definitely. So, you know, there's a lot of tribal camps that come there. And when the tribe supports the encampment and they go up there to the main camp, the tribe is sending their own resources to their individual respective camps. They got the army tents, they have the big canvas tents, they have the teepees, they have big wood burning stoves in there for fuel. And so they're supporting themselves up there right now. The ones, you know, of course, the stragglers is what some of them are calling them, and kind of ones that are on the outside of all the main camps. They're trying to find them safety, and they filled as much army tents and all the shelter as possible. But it's just, like I said, a big strain on resources for trying to keep everybody sufficiently warm, sufficiently safe, and everything like that at the camp.
Now, I know one of the things you do there is take care of the horses, and I guess they're okay with the cold. Maybe they probably help keep the people warm and vice versa, right?
The horses, I mean, it keeps spirits warm, definitely. When they see horses come running on through, horses do visit other people's camps, and people, those camps will put their kids on the horses, lead them around, and they know where they go, so they'll bring them back to the horse nation. The horse nation there, they kind of freely roam the entire camp because they're, of course, there for everybody's enjoyment, everybody's use, and things that such. But yeah, when you're on the horses and you're near them, you're grooming them, petting them. The horses definitely do have an extreme amount of body heat. In case you don't know, horses are masters at controlling their blood flow and controlling their respiratory system. And so they really know how to warm themselves up or cool themselves down. So in these harsh plains winters, the horses are in their own natural environment. So they're doing pretty good. We give them the right amount of feed and the right type of feed, and the horses are kind of sufficient on their very own.
Greg, were you there when the U.S. Army veterans came and asked for forgiveness?
So I was present there. Yes, I was.
Now, I knew Wes Clark Jr., who was a part of that ceremony. I saw the pictures, it looked like it was very moving. I was very moved just reading about it and looking at the pictures. And I was moved by the generosity of the Native people's spirit in offering that forgiveness.
Yeah, accepting that reconciliation, that was huge, especially coming from Wes Clark, the general there, and gifting his hat as a form of trade and other gifts to one of the headsmen or to the headsmen and the camp leaders. When especially asking for reconciliation, we've heard for hundreds and hundreds of years now that we apologize from the U.S. government, but for so many years, it just proved that we couldn't believe the amount of apologetic, no matter how apologetic the government was, we couldn't really forgive them fully because it wouldn't hold true. But this time it really felt sincere from Wes, and for him to do that in front of our spiritual leader, our main spiritual leader, Chief Leonard Crowdog, to do that before his feet was really quite moving. And, we really felt a lot of sincerity coming from Wes Clark, and especially, like I was saying, he was in the 7th Cavalry, and he realized what the 7th Cavalry did to our peoples here. And he realized as well that the Lakota Nation was essentially the only nation to ever defeat United States in battle during the 7th Cavalry and Custer's reign.
So, yeah, absolutely. Well, I, as I say, I was moved by that too, and I hope that Wes, who I haven't talked to in a long time, and the other veterans come away with that with a renewed sense of wanting to make sure that our government's policies honor some of the agreements that have been broken so many times in the past on behalf of the United States government.
Definitely.
So,
Definitely, that was what was moving about it. There's so many things that had happened, but for a general of the 7th Cavalry to say that he's sorry and that he gives whatever that he can for us Native people, God, it was so emotional and it was so moving for a man of that nature or that stature to do something like that. So it was very appreciated.
well, I was hoping that you would be there for that, so I'm glad you were. And I guess last question or area to talk about. So, what's the strategy now? I know that the stragglers or the outside people are leaving. It's going to be a tough winter. Are you guys going to stay there until this is all resolved one way or another?
I know there's definitely people who are planning to. Like I said, myself personally, I take care of the Horse Nation. The Horse Nation, of course, throughout the year have other commitments that they have to take care of, especially the Dakota 38 ride. I know we want to create more solidarity in other horse rides in different places. So after the Dakota 38, I think the boys are wanting to go over to the Bigfoot ride, which will convene at the very end of this month of December, the 28th and 29th, and they will ride with them into their into Wounded Knee, and so participating in things throughout the year. The Horse Nation has been called upon wherever the Horse Nation is needed is where we're going to go as much as possible. I know we created a bigger cohort of riders, spirit riders there at the camp, and different riders from different reservations have joined the spirit riders, and now they're going to answer the call wherever there's injustices happening, and they're needing horses there in the Horse Nation with the warriors. I know they're going to answer that call. So, I mean, this is just the beginning. The people there at the camp, of course, they're going to stay, and they're looking for other things to help people with as well. But the Horse Nation, as of right now, are taking care of commitments, and after they're done with that, they're going to go back to the camp and resume their responsibility as protectors and providers there as well.
All right. Well, thank you for helping them in that. Thank you for being part of this protecting the water and Great Cloud as before. Thank you for coming on the program.
Oh, definitely. And thanks again for having me, y'all. Take care, and everybody be well and stay warm.
You too. And we will be right back after this. I am Richard RJ Eskow, and this is the Zero Hour.